Swiss with the cross. Let's see if this works. It's been 30 years since I've hitched in Switzerland and Italy. All right, here's the trip. YVR, LAX. See Robbie Krieger of the Doors play at Whiskey Go-Go. And then from LAX, 2 days later, go to Paris. And what am I going to do there? I'm going to go down and look for some real estate in the south of France and also Paris. And maybe check out Italy. Go to Switzerland, definitely get a beer in Germany, somehow, and then get back to Paris, fly to Iceland, tickets already bought, and then from Iceland, I got a really cheap $0 flight from Reykjavik to YYC, friends picking me up, we're gonna head back. So let's get to the money before we get to the trip here. This has all been taken care of, thankfully, by some of my Uber rides. That's a $10 tip, somebody gave me that for driving them around, and that 20 is gonna go, that was actually a Swiss 20. I told the passenger I'm gonna buy some wine with that. Well, I take away these that were part of Ubering, and that leaves me with 200 euros, 50 Swiss francs, and 5,000, what are those, kronas from Iceland. So how much did this cost? $4.74, and I'm trying to keep it cheap when I get there, as always. I have to start this trip somewhere. First stop, Flair to Los Angeles. For $107.29, I got this view. And I'm not paying the luggage fees because everything's down by my feet. And I didn't pay for this seat either. All right, so I'm at LAX right now. Easy flight going to the Rumi hostel in Koreatown. Takes a while to get out of the airport. Been here for about 20 fucking minutes and not a single bus coming around. 42 minutes to leave the airport. LAX Metro Transit Center. That's the K line that I'm taking up north. And look at that, they got rail service down there, but nothing to the airport. I kept this from the last time. Is there any money on it? Yep. This is my hostel that I slept in already. I've already gotten a good 6 hours sleep. I really needed it. When in K-Town. I've never seen so much kimchi in one place in my life. I've been to Korea and I've never even seen this much kimchi. All right, well, I'm pretty close to the reason that I came here. Robbie Krieger of the Doors playing the soft parade at Whiskey Go-Go. Well, this is bound to happen again. I think this bag is on its last tour. That's been sewed up. It's got 3 sew jobs on it, so I don't know how long it's gonna last. But it's been a good one for the last 5 years. And check this out. This is the collection of coins in this hostel that people didn't want. They just left around, bathrooms, floors, window shelves. It's gotta be about $3 in there. So it's kind of nice. At 820 Oxford, the Rumi hostel. And R-U-M-Y. It was actually roomy too in another way. And for only like $35 a night, it was good. It had free coffee, no alcohols allowed, and no laundry either. Hey, I'm here with my friend Winters, whom we were at the hostel a long time ago, backing up in Vancouver, American Backpackers. See, travel around the world, you meet great people. And here's something else I'm gonna give for everyone. If you need a lawyer or a certified professional accountant, talk to this man. He will help you out in Los Angeles, California.
He had to do this.
We're doing our famous grand finale where Isaiah flips over all the volunteers. Now kids, listen up.
All right, it is 5:15 at LAX, and I have finished my last 2 tastes of wonderful California, Sierra Nevada. After Anchor Steam left is my favorite California beer, and they do not disappoint. Family run and opened, or operated, argued over. Okay, this is getting long. There goes that. Whole Foods. I still got this. It's 5:15, so that gives me 2.5 hours. Thank you very much, Winters, for driving me to LAX after our swim, or my swim at the Venice Beach. LAX, very clean airport, I gotta say. And this is what I'm bringing onto the plane. We went to Whole Foods, 50% off of that. French Bee, as cheap as they are, they wanted to charge me $40 for a dinner. $70 for a dinner. There's no damn way I'm paying that much money for a dinner. This is what I got. This is my dinner. This is gonna last me until Monday. Today is Sunday, and I'm headed to France.
5 passengers seated in group 1.
Bye bye, LA. Bienvenue à Paris. We visit to see a Trocadero, and Trocadero is right across from the Eiffel Tower in the 16th arrondissement, and Paris has these 20 arrondissements, so let's look for some real estate. No. A studio in Paris can be just one of these, like a little window or a small window. That's all it is, and I know that they run up to about 200K. So why do I want a place here? It's a nice neighborhood, it's quiet. Well, that was my search for some real estate in Paris. All right, so that's done. I spent my half hour trying to figure out the rest of my life. And so that's Trocadero there. And then this area is called the Rights of Man. It's a kind of like a gross looking building, but it does have a great view of, what is that? That's the Assemblée Nationale, I think. Behind that other dome is the Pantheon, where a lot of famous French people are, the writers and such. And those two little squares, or those rectangles sticking up, that's Notre Dame. Took 800 years to build that. And of course we have Monsieur Eiffel. Gustave Eiffel built that in 1899. And this is a really clear day, really nice. Well, on a clear day you can see forever, and one of these forevers I'm gonna get a place there. All right, so I'm walking from Trocadero, and that is the Hotel des Invalides, a place for veterans. Napoleon built that for his soldiers. And over there is the Grand Palais, and I think on the other side is La Petite Palais. That's Pont Alexander III Bridge. This is like middle of the summer, and it's super nice here. There's barely anyone. Very good weather. I'm quite happy with this. That's where I swam a few times. Try to get out of there really quickly. It's probably illegal. I just snuck on. This is Metro Stalingrad, and it's definitely one of the oldest. Paris Metro is, I think, the oldest subway in the world.
Metro Line 12 is closed from the 28th of July.
This is the bus station in Paris, Bercy. This is the waiting room, and it's fucking hot in here. It's gross, actually. The bathroom is shared by both, and it's fucking plugged. It's just fucking disgusting here. Who needs a screen when you got QR codes pasted on a television? That's fucking crazy. Fuck. The Bercy bus station. Look at this shit. It's a fucking madhouse here. This is some third world conditioning. It's utterly fucking disgusting. C'est dégoûtant. See people pissing in here while they're waiting in the line, all in the same place here, while the men's is locked or finished. Well, this is one of the Gaudis everyone's supposed to see in Barcelona. Found this hat on the street last night. Fits. Taking one of those 2 boats over to Mallorca tonight. 19 euros. Okay, I'm walking to the ferry dock right now, and like I said, it was like 19 euros to get to Mallorca. Spain has some islands that have always intrigued me, like the Canary Islands and Ibiza. But for now, just for 19 euros, that's it. I'm just gonna head over to Mallorca. Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza, Formentera, and I also saw something going to Genoa, Italy from Spain. There it is. If you want to go from Spain to Italy, this is how you do it. That was the passenger bus, and here we are going on to that boat. Contrasted in the background on the sunset here is Barcelona behind me. Wonderful Mare Mediterranean. From Tangier on the far left. You go to Barcelona, then to Genoa on the top, down to Tunis, which is in Tunisia, up to Palermo, and into Malta. And if you want to go further, you go into Italy on the far right, and then you wind up going to Bari, and then that was last night's ferry over. Had a half decent sleep. I got to sleep out on the deck, and there's a nice big old ship coming in. This is Mallorca, larger than I thought. Headed to the north part to get a boat over to France tomorrow. So this is Alcudia, where I'm stuck for about 5 hours, and on a Sunday, going to France today. Alcudia. Hoy este domingo y mucho tranquilo aquí. All right, Mallorca, it's been an awesome 3 hours. Wonderful. The boat to Toulon, France. Lost a book today, and I almost lost this boat. What's crazier is that you can actually get from Los Angeles to Mallorca by flying French B, taking TGV, and then catching the Corsica bus, or the Corsica boat, for like 500 Canadian.
All right, I've never bought a all-I-can-eat buffet. Let's see what I can do. Assiette numero 2. Number 3 versus me. Number 4 and no more.
That was my bed last night. Made sure to lock up my bag. Comes with a decent view. Completely shared by everyone else. It's like a casino here. Okay, well, it looks like we're getting close to something somewhere. The boat is still moving, and I'm on the top floor of the of this place. It's kind of like a casino, gambling lounge area, and it's been a wild Corsica ferry trip here. There, and I've been writing for most of it. Really nice. And look at that, we're still moving, getting there. All right, well, this is a cabin that I didn't pay for. Corsica ferries. Corsica, Sardinia ferries. For one cuckoo night. Côte d'Azur. Now, do I want to move here? For 10 euros, like $3, cheaper than Translink in Vancouver. I bought a ticket from Toulon to Saint-Tropez. That's the one. Toulon to Saint-Tropez, which is halfway to Cannes. Incredible. I got 5 minutes. Because the brass, I'm going to the brasserie. Do you know the way to Saint-Tropez? Okay, I see a house with a pool, and that's all I want. But I can't afford 32,000 euros a week. House with pool. No. Well, this is a highly touristic place to be. Nothing much to do except just sit around and look at boats. Saint-Tropez. There's another Georgetown right there. Let me see. Nice yacht, and yep, another Georgie. How many shots have been taken off the back of that boat? Slept behind those trees last night, actually on those kind of sharp rocks, but I had a really good sleep. I was found a flat spot. That's my bag there. That's tearing apart for the 11th time. And then way down those waters over there is Fréjus. That's where I walked from. Breakfast is served. Since I found that these beers, it's been a really good morning. I found 10. Got 7 left. Nice train station. Slept the whole way. This one's nice. It's nice. 3-piece. I don't know whether it's the entire building or not. That one at $7.75 is far out there, but $4.95. That's possible. It's Ocean View. That place, having my own building as an actual house, that would be great. That's not bad either. $129 just for a studio. Another studio for $215. Dorms. A single dorm, 100 euros. It's easier to just take the train, really. Ventimiglia, Viva Italia, across the border. I just had a swim in that river, and it was cold water. Cold, beautiful, wonderful. And that's gonna finish my evening today. Look at that sailboat. That's what I want right there. Sailing around the Mediterranean or the Caribbean one day. But again, yeah, so this is Ventimiglia. Absolutely stunning. Used to be a border town, doing what it can now. Going to Bologna. So now from Ventimiglia to Bologna for 50 euros, that's how much it'll be. And I should arrive in Bologna at midnight tonight. All right, so I'm leaving Ventimiglia now. And in the last 12 nights, I've only slept indoors 6 of them. So I'm saving money. And that means that the other 6 generally are because I've been on the move. I've been like on a boat or on a bus. Now I'm on a train and I'm going to Bologna. That's no baloney. And tomorrow I'm going to go see Ducati, the Ducati Motorcycles Museum. Good morning. Now I'm about halfway to Ducati from the big city. I didn't want to sleep there last night, so one of the places that I slept was right behind that little billboard right now. I just woke up 7:15 and the museum and the factory store opens up at 9. So Ducati. I was just thinking of that word. That's a good way to travel if you're prepared for it. That McDonald's is where I just showered basically. OG closed. Oh, it's closed today. See, Ducati was closed today on Wednesday. I had no idea. Wasn't prepared. Didn't do my homework. Went to this hotel just like down the block, and I thought this was going to be 300 euros a night. It is not. It's only 50 euros a night, and I was so thankful, very thankful that they allowed me an early check-in. And here I'm gonna get a shower in, maybe a couple. Definitely gonna get some good sleep. I haven't had a hotel room or my own place to stay this entire time. Down the street there's laundry to do because I stink like a racehorse. And that's an insult to racehorses. This is exactly what I needed. Tomorrow, what is that? Thursday, I don't know the name in Italian, but yeah, tomorrow, go to the museum. So I have a couple reasons to go to Ducati. One is the apple farmer, John Clark, whom I've known for 30 years, would appreciate a postcard from that place. The other reason is because they built what I think is the best bike ever. It's like the ideal bike, which is why I thought of that earlier on today. They built from 2001 to 2006, the Ducati Monster 620 Dark. And I'll never see a better looking bike than that. So that's kind of like my ode, really. You know, I think when something inspires you to actually get a license, you bring it back, and that's my way of saying thank you. Grazie. Okay, well, the Ducati did not work out as it planned. Totally fine. This hotel came in handy. It came in perfect. I had a great meal yesterday, and this was the bathroom. I had a shower. I got my laundry done, and I'm good to go. What a hotel is supposed to look like. A small boutique hotel. Here I had a wonderful breakfast this morning. A wonderful hotel, just exceptional. 5 stars. 5 stars for the Hotel del Burgo in Bologna. So Ducati was a little difficult. Just to buy some gifts. I'm not paying 18 euros to buy some gifts at the gift shop. So I went over to the other store. And then I took a train over to San Marino. And this is a postcard to some other friends. And that's the day. I'm at the San Marino hostel, drinking with a view over the Adriatic that you can't see. 1 hour in wherever I am right now, Rimini. All of this beach, all these beaches are private, and that's like one of the worst parts about Europe is the privatization of what should be public. You gotta pay to sit down on some fake suntan bullshit. I'm quite happy to say I managed to somehow sneak a swim in without paying for it. Even snuck in a shower. All right, so I just bought some good food for my last dinner in Italy here, the Last Supper. Going to Milan where the Last Supper is, and then headed to the Swiss border in the Lake District. Looking forward. Ciao, San Marino. Lake Como, here I am. And what a beautiful little town this is. This is the start of my lake day. I'm gonna hit Lake Lugano, and I'm taking one of those buses, or that kind of a bus, and we're gonna go all the way up there. That park right there, that's where I slept last night. Menaggio is the town I wound up at. Still on the lake of Como Lake, and headed to the Swiss border soon, where Lugano is. So I'm gonna check out the end of this river. Well, I had a nice dip here. Wonderful water, no fish, but clean. Well, I lost my glasses last night. I know exactly where I left them, and I remember thinking that this is a good place to lose my glasses. And I wouldn't mind losing this hat. I took out the rim around it. Now it looks like a floppy hat. This is a 10-star brand, super deluxe, small luxury hotels. Never stayed in one, but today I took a shit in one and changed my clothes in the bathroom. Beautiful lake houses here. Somebody's driveway has a vineyard. Imagine zigzagging in and around all of these mountains on a motorcycle, getting on a boat, stopping at a chalet, taking another boat, and then getting on a motorcycle again. And this is the end of that river in Menaggio. Going to Switzerland, public transportation to the Swiss border.
Tutte le donne sono sopra ancora, Lazio ti lascia fare. Prendi
Bus driver just talked the entire time. Completely missed my stop. Didn't even know what the stop was. Had to ask other passengers where I wanted to get off in Logio. And then she drops me off on the top of a mountain. This kind of reminds me of the Cotswolds Way last year, which is great because you want to get lost sometimes. You don't want to know what every single day and hour is going to be like. You want to wake up and say, hey, wow, I've never seen that giant mountain before, or have a bath in one of the lakes you're never going to be in again. Thankfully, it's all downhill until I reach that road along the Lugano Lake that will take me to Switzerland. Behind me, and I've seen this in Spain and France, I'm sure, are community recycling bins. These long, tall trees, tiny little car with an elevator door. Via Magica. That road that I'm on and this one intersect pretty soon. Terracotta and like flat stone roofing everywhere here. No way am I walking down that tunnel. Holy fuck. That's the fork. So out goes the thumb. Swiss with the cross. Let's see if this works. It's been 30 years since I've hitched in Switzerland and Italy. The first car that saw me with that sign picked me up and drove me right to Lugano train station. So that's where I am. And I either want to go to Basel to Paris or to Geneva to Paris. Yeah, das ist der Bahnhof. That's the train station in Basel. And I wrote a poem in German in that place, 1996. Very short one. And now to Starbucks for some Wi-Fi, water, and a piss. And then you're close to France when the stairs start looking like this. And that's the end of Switzerland. Switzerland in one day. Back in Paris at Colonel Fabian. Stayed at the generator for 9 nights. It was great. I accomplished a lot. Now this is the Marais And I gotta say, it's really quiet in Paris. Oh, that is really nice. Now you tell me. You know what's more dangerous is not having a railing right here. Look at that. I was listening to one of those boats when they were going by, and that's Pont Sainte-Marie. And if you make a wish while you go under it, it'll come true within a year. So I made 4 wishes. And here is Pont Louis Philippe, made during Napoleon III, his nephew. And pretty good view of the Pantheon from here. And that's Ile de la Cité. This is Ile de Saint-Louis. And there's just tons of beautiful bridges in this city. Well, that's it for Paris. The next time I'm here, I want to have enough money to actually buy a little studio somewhere in this city. As for now, going to Orly and taking my plane tomorrow morning. So my flight's at 6 a.m. going to Reykjavik, Iceland. Sad to say, but the only thing I want to do in this country is to go to a hot spring. There's a steam room underneath those stairs, a little pool, the more natural one but dirtier, and then this, which is a cool off, and then I also went in the actual ocean. That was a good trip. Right there on that flat space is where I slept last night. At least I found a space. For the amount of people this airport has, it's really, really small here. Thankfully, they got some grub. Finally leaving. Got the sunrise, an Iceland sunrise. Very nice. Iceland was fucking expensive. I can't believe how much money I spent here. The bus from the airport to Reykjavik, which is like 50 kilometers, that's about 50 bucks. So I spent $100 just to go to the city, of which I really didn't see much at all. I did go in the water yesterday. That was really beautiful. That was just really nice, healthy. And a beer and a pizza at the bus stop. I had too many of them. I had like 4 of these combos. That cost me $100 bucks. It was $25 each. So I spent $100 bucks on on pizza and beer. Okay, Tuscany, except. Okay, well, Air Canada did affect this trip to some degree with that strike. My buddy Andrew is not able to pick me up because he got screwed around from Toronto. Air Canada canceled. And I'm hitching to Banff, Lake Louise, Banff behind me, Mount Rundle right there, headed to Vancouver. That's the number 1. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I am headed home. Lake Louise. Trans-Canada number 1, BC just over those mountains. 2 hours later, still stuck. Like and subscribe.